experience life with people, the more pain you have, but that's why you get invested in these relationships. That's why it's special. That's why over here, maybe there'll be a statue of that guy. Clay has a strength of will, but right now it's a tough day for him. It hurts. But right now, like you or I or anybody, this is a tough day for him to hear that news. It's hard. And I think that he is admired within, he's admired without, and you can't put in words what he means to our team. And by the way, there's more to come. There's more Clay memories to come. We're going to keep moving. We're never going to stop. But to be truthful, this hurts. It hurts me, and I know it hurts our organization.
All right, Adrian Wojnarowski joins us now here on SportsCenter. Woj, you also reported that based on the nature of the injury, Clay should make a full recovery. So that's good news for Clay going forward. But let's bring it back to the Warriors. What are they going to do now? Well, they're finalizing a deal with Oklahoma City to bring on Kelly Oubre Jr. Now, think about this. $14.4 million in salary. With luxury tax, Kelly Oubre Jr. will cost the Warriors $80 million in this coming season. They have a trade exception they're trading him into. They're going to send a 2021 first-round pick to Oklahoma City. Now, there's no replacing Klay Thompson. This is a historic player for that organization, one of the very best in the league. But Oubre is probably certainly maybe the best available wing in the marketplace. A very weak crop of free agent shooting guards and wings, and so they'll get Oubre Jr. in, and he'll play a significant role for this Warriors team. But he doesn't get to be one of the Splash Brothers. It's only been a couple years, but it seems like forever ago, the last time the Warriors won an NBA championship. How can they get back into the playoffs this upcoming season? Other free agent news, Gordon Hayward opts out of a $34.2 million contract. So what does that do for him personally, and what happens with the Celtics now? Well, for Gordon Hayward now, he and his agent Mark Bartelstein are looking at several sign and trade scenarios where he can do an extension and move, and the Celtics can get some pieces back. One team that has had a lot of interest in Gordon Hayward, and he has interest in this, and that's going home to the Indiana Pacers. They have talked to the Celtics. They haven't been able to come up with a framework of a deal. Unclear whether they'll be able to get there. But Hayward could also sign with a team who has salary cap space. The New York Knicks would love to have Hayward, but he's looking for a longer deal, a deal he can get through that sign and trade with Boston. I think his role had diminished in Boston with Jason Tatum, with Jaylen Brown, and he's ready to start over somewhere else. It's a shame that the Celtics didn't get to see the real Gordon Hayward following those injuries he's had over the last couple of years. By the way, free agency starts Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 o'clock on the West Coast, and that phone is buzzing as we speak.
Once again, our top story here on SportsCenter, Klay Thompson has a torn Achilles in his right leg and will miss the upcoming season. He was coming off a torn ACL in his left leg, which forced him to miss this past season. The 30-year-old suffered the Achilles injury yesterday while working out with other NBA players in Southern California. NBA free agency begins tomorrow, and Gordon Hayward will be available. The small forward decided to opt out of the final year of his contract with the Celtics, which was worth $34 million in that final year. Hayward never lived up to his potential in Boston as he dealt with injuries throughout his Celtics career. Adrian Wojnarowski back with us here on SportsCenter. Woj, so what does this news now mean for Hayward and the Celtics moving forward? Well, it means that they're continuing to look at a number of options about where he could end up next season. He can do it in free agency with teams who have salary cap space. The Knicks have a lot of space. They would sign Gordon Hayward to a short deal in there. Atlanta has space. But sign and trade deals where his agent Mark Bartelstein is talking with teams around the league who don't have cap space but could work out a player trade with Boston that makes sense. And then, he could negotiate an extension and do that beginning at 6 o'clock tomorrow. All right, staying in the East, Knicks fans, we've got some optimism here. How about a guy named Obi Toppin falling in your lap with that 8th overall pick last night? And many were surprised he was there. And then the Knicks continue to make moves, parting ways with 6 veteran players. Combined, the moves will free up more than $40 million in cap space, including the purge of Taj Gibson, Elfrid Payton, and Bobby Portis. So, Woj, what are the Knicks hoping to do by clearing out all this cap space moving forward? Well, it's not for Kyrie and KD. They tried that once. Yes. But what it is in the short term, it's a way, they can take money. Today we reported Ed Davis from the Jazz comes with 2 second-round picks. The Jazz are getting some money off to do some other things in free agency. And so, I think for the Knicks, it's a chance to gather up draft picks by taking on salaries. They can take a flyer at a guy like Gordon Hayward.
Warriors, what they're trying to do are gather assets, picks, and so that when the next big player becomes available in a trade, maybe next year, they're in position to have more assets to be able to go out and get that player. They don't have the assets to trade for a big star. And then obviously with the space come trying to get back in the free agent
Just
game.
a different vibe with Leon Rose and Wes and Tibbs there in New York. We'll see how this plays out. Woj, at the very latest, less than 24 hours from free agency, and opted out of the final year of his contract with the Celtics. He was scheduled to make $34 million. Now he can be a free agent. The news on Klay Thompson, not good. The Warriors star will miss another season. It is our breaking news tonight on SportsCenter. Thompson tearing his right Achilles tendon during a workout yesterday. This after missing last season, recovering from a torn ACL in his left knee. The 30-year-old loses another year in his prime, and it changes how many things could play out in the West this upcoming season for the Warriors. More from team president Bob Myers today.
It's very hard for an athlete, sometimes you get to stop playing on your own time and on your own terms. And Klay's going to keep playing. But when it gets disrupted like this for an athlete of his caliber, it hurts. And it hurts us that care about him. I'm sure our fans that follow us, feel the same way we do.
The undefeated's Mark Spears joins us now live on SportsCenter along with NBA reporter Malika Andrews. Mark, we begin with you because you were there at that Warriors press conference earlier today. What stood out to you on how the franchise is responding to this news about Klay?
Well, this is supposed to be a joyous day. This is the day they introduced their number 2 pick, James Wiseman, also Nico Mannion, their new guard. But it was really somber in the beginning with their GM, Bob Myers, speaking for about 20 minutes about Klay Thompson. And before the press conference, I talked to 3 of Klay's former teammates, or 2 of them actually, Jaja Pachulia and Sean Livingston. They both reached out to him. Sean Livingston, as you remember, had a debilitating leg injury. He told Klay he's here for him. Jaja simply called Klay and told him that he loves him, and they're both going to be continually checking on him because they said they're both worried about him mentally.
It truly is a family atmosphere within that Warriors organization. Malika, let's check in with you because I know you've been talking to people from around the league when this news broke about Klay and the Achilles tear. What are you hearing?
Well, Sage, as you and Mark know, Klay Thompson is a beloved fixture around the NBA. And so I talked to one All-Star who said that he knows that Klay isn't necessarily known for showing emotion, but he cannot imagine how much this hurts. I talked to another coach who just said that it is sad. I talked to one Warriors staffer who said that it is, quote, devastating. This is rattling the league a little bit. There was a lot of expectations that the Warriors were going to be back. This is a player that they wanted to celebrate, they were excited for. And what I keep hearing over and over and over again is that basketball is Klay Thompson's lifeline in many ways. And these players cannot imagine.